Thank you so much for having us here on People and Places. But first of all, for the benefit of our viewers who do not may not know your name, can you please mention your full name to us?
Okay, thank you very much. I am Walumo Boni Numo Noi Osekang Benuku II. Osu Nadu and Klote Wulom, the overlord of all of Osu.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. We are here to learn about the Ghan tradition, specifically Osu and its history. So I'll go straight to ask about the settlement of Osu. How did the Osu people settle? Where are they from? Who led them?
To talk about Osu and its settlement. Osu is a Nadu clan, and we migrated from Shame, that is in the eastern part of Nigeria, and settled at Osuko, which is Osudoku, which is in the Shai Osudoku district, on a mountain we call Osuyokbo. That is where we landed.
So I also want to find out, whilst leaving Benin, the Osu people, was there a case where, or an instance where, wherever you got to, people chose to remain, or you came together as a group?
The king of Benin in those days was very wicked, and he wasn't treating the Gans, or what we call the Dangbes, very well. We were by then known as Lapless. We were the Lapless. So he was not treating us very well. And at times they used to catch some of our people for sacrifices because they were taking us to be strangers in the land. So we decided to leave. And even that, they weren't ready to allow us to leave. That was why we chose that method of living by tradition. We were drumming, beating gongons, so they thought we were there. Oh. So we were going slowly, slowly. So bit by bit and group by group, we were living till they saw that we've all gone.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that's an interesting bit. But if you say you were strangers in Benin, where exactly did the Gans come from? Because from research, some people say the Gans are from Israel. Some people say Niger.
Exactly so.
Yeah.
We are a tribe, Levitical tribe of the Dan, of the tribe of Dan in Israel, and that was in 72 AD. 72 AD, when the Persians invaded Israel, Jerusalem, and they had wanted to take the Ark of Covenant. So we were the people who carried the Ark of Covenant to Ethiopia.
Okay.
So we left from Ethiopia because the Somalians were also disturbing us. They were Berbers, they were also disturbing us. So we were not a warlike people, we are just a priestly group. So we left there also and came to Sudan, the Kowa Valley. And from the Kowa Valley, we entered Nigeria. We entered Nigeria because we were looking for water. And we worship where we have water. We use only water to worship. So we were a Levitical group. That was how we came to Nigeria.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting history about the Osu people specifically.
Every ethnic group has a history.
Yes.
And it was because of something that they came to settle on certain lands. So what is the story of the Anglos as far as migration is concerned?
The Hebrews were part of the Hebrews. And so they stayed in Egypt together and then moved to Palestine. They were there when Nebuchadnezzar conquered the Hebrews and brought them to Babylon. But during the attack on Palestine, some of them escaped, and the Hebrews were those who escaped. When they escaped, they went back to Egypt, and from Egypt, they moved to Sudan, and they stayed in Khartoum. The word Khartoum is Khartoum.
Okay.
You know, the Sahara Desert has the egg.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a rocky part, there is a stony part, there is a sandy part.
Yeah.
And Ketu means sandstorm. Ke is sand. Storm is a home.
Okay.
Yeah, so because there is a sandstorm, they say the sun is just forming a storm. Ketu. That is inside the sandstorm. They were there, but because of the harassment by the Arabs, they moved eastwards to Abyssinia, now called Ethiopia.
Oh, okay.
Now, when they were in Ethiopia, people from India came and attacked them, seized some of them, and sent them to India. So if you go to India today, there are people who are just as black as you and me.
Oh.
Yeah. Because they could not withstand the incessant attack, they moved now westwards to the Niger Bend. So they were there where the old Ghana Empire was established.
Okay.
And the word Ghana is an every word. It's a hyena.
Ghana.
Ghana. We call it Ghana.
Ghana.
Yes, there is a drum we call Ghanahu. Now that one, don't beat it, you just strike it with the talking stick. It sounds like the hyena.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, the emblem is also that of the hyena, of the ancient Ghana Empire. Now, ancient Ghana Empire was overthrown by the Mali Empire. Now, one of the most famous chiefs or kings of the Mali Empire was Mari Zata. Now, Mari Zata means the man resembles the lion. Zata is lion in Ewe.
Yeah.
So if you say the man resembles the lion, the name was conferred on him because of his bravery and fierceness in battle. Now, when he died, you know, normally when a big tree dies, a small tree grows. The other successors were not as powerful.
Okay.
So the Songhai Empire came and conquered them. Our people could not withstand the Songhai Empire, so they moved now eastwards to Ile-Ife in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Okay. They were there also when the Oyo Empire started. The Oyo Empire and the Ashanti Empire, they all emerged at the same time.
Okay.
So they moved again westwards to Tado in Benin.
They left Nigeria.
Ile-Ife. And then when they came to Tado in Benin, the Oyo Empire was chasing them. So they moved again to Noche in Togo.
Oh, okay.
Now, I'm talking of the whole Ewe people. They were moving like one group. Because that was the language they were speaking.
That was a lot of people moving at the same time.
Yes, there were some hundreds.
You mentioned that they settled at Ile-Ife at a point.
Yes.
I know that the Gans also settled at Ile-Ife.
Yes.
So do they have a relation over there?
That's a relationship. In fact, Ga and Dangbe, they are the Gad family from Jacob. You know, Jacob had 12 sons.
Yes.
One is Gad. So Ga Adangbe, Gad. Ga Adangbe.
Oh, okay.
Then we are the Judah. The Ewes are the Judah group.
You're from the tribe of Judah.
And even our clans, they are the Levites.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, so we all stayed in old Ghana together. And on the day of migration, they moved southwards. So they entered the forest areas of Ghana. But we went eastwards to Ile-Ife before meeting here again.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sure.
So when they reached Ile-Ife, they met the Yorubas there. And the Yorubas were still carrying the art of divination. And so they acquired that art and used it in their subsequent migration. They have some words which are Yoruba words, like Meji. Meji Yoruba means two, and Meta means three. So when there's a Tula Meji, which is when they cast the Afam, the message they receive will be Tula Meji.
And what is the Afa?
Afa is an art of divination. You want to inquire into the unknown, into the spiritual realm. Because if I want to know what I must do for a living, I can go to the Afam people and they divine for me.
Okay.
If I'm sick and I want to know the cause of the sickness, you have to go for divination. If somebody dies, instead of going to the hospital to ask for cause of death, you can divine and know the cause of death.
Okay.
Whether it's spiritual, whether it's by human.
Ezra of Agleri that has maintained a dynasty. He is the 34th king in Obugad. But apart from that they have maintained this kingship and dynasty, other Israelites are equally in Igbo land. We have Zebulun, we have Ephraim, we have Menashe, we have Reuben, we have Danites. They are all here.
n'ibi boss wa apụta bụ si n'aka eri gad bụ ụmụ Israel ma ọ bụ Israel si n'ọnwa o ma ọ bụ anyị ma ọ bụ isi Israel na anyị na ụmụ Israel bụ nwanne n'Igbo adọrọ n'elu n'Yoruba ma ebe a si apụta Hausa ma ebe a si apụta na anyị na bụ n'ọnwa n'Igbo adọrọ n'elu ị na-aga ị na-eme ngala n'ọnwa Chineke ka ị bụ.
You walk with pride because you're a child of Adonai.
Ka Chineke gozie unu aba ya o.
Now Adonai bless us.
Shalom.
Especially.
Igbos are Israelites. The question of Igbo being Israelites are not in doubt. There are evidences that Igbos are Israelites. The journey of Igbo started when the Assyrians actually attacked and exiled the 10 tribes of Israel, the Northern Kingdom, in 722 BCE. From that period, all the 10 tribes were scattered. The bulk, according to Mazutra, were taken to Africa. So in Igbo land, you will see most of these lost 10 tribes.
You cannot come here and want to use language and to divide us. Medicine in Shona is Mushonga. Medicine in Venda is Mushonga. We are one thing, we speak one language, the difference is dialect, and therefore we cannot pay attention on dialect. You know why they hate me? Because I'm teaching you these things. They want you to remain dumb because without brains they can control you. But when we are united as Africans, no one can come between us and divide us. So let us fight until we know who we are. Because what they did was to take our identity. One day I will tell you why I'm Mushabi. Mushabi are black Jews. But not today. I will explain to you why I'm a black Jew. Because we come from very far. Where these Jews claim they come from, that's where we come from. Actually, the original Jew is black. But let me leave that debate. We'll deal with it some other day. So before you speak very bad of the Jews in Britain, you must check you are next to Moshabi, Mole by himself. So you must be careful. You ought to know who you are to avoid being manipulated by those who thrive through divide and rule.
The most dangerous thing that can happen to a human being is to be ignorant. Lack of knowledge, little info. That's the most dangerous thing that has happened to us, that was done by our colonizers. Let me define what is colonization or colonialism. Colonialism, it's when somebody changes your way of seeing things, the way of doing things. He changes your culture, your tradition. He makes you what he wants you to be. colonialism is when somebody has successfully done what I said previously. When he sees you behaving, doing things exactly the way he wanted you to be, he then control you with a remote control. Then he sits somewhere in England or in France or wherever, then he says he or she will do exactly what I want him or her to do. This is what has happened to Africa. The continent where we live, it is not called Africa. Africa, it is a name of a Spanish guy that we don't know. Today, we call ourselves Africans. Wherever he is in his grave, he's very happy to be aligning ourselves to him. Today we are divided because there was a group of people in a conference that is called Berlin Conference. Bismarck and them sat and divided the continent into pieces of cakes to say, I am going to be in charge there. You are going to be in charge there. If all of you as Bantu, what is referred as Bantu, you all knew that you came from Central Africa, from the Congo. I don't know if you know that. All of you. All of you. You like it or not, but that's where you originate from. Now the history says there was the first group that left the Congo or the Central Africa, migrated down to the south. They first lived in Zambia. They moved to Zimbabwe. They then moved to where we are today. Second migration again. Third migration again. Now, why is it those who came first, they think those who are coming today, they don't have a right to be here? Why? Is it selfishness or is it ignorance? Yes. Today we want to kill those who are coming and say they are here to take our jobs. How stupid are we to be bringing ourselves to the level of a job than to say this whole continent belongs to us. We should be talking about how best can we share the cake of the minerals that God has given to us. We're not talking about that. We are killing those who are here today because bazosithathela umsebenzi. Are we not talking about how best can we empower ourselves to empower generations to come? We are killing our brothers whilst we are not even talking about the minerals that are stolen by Anglo-American, stolen by Anglo-Val, that are being stolen at Lone Mill. Today they are killing our brothers at Lone Mill for the same minerals that we are supposed to be talking about. But we are not talking about that. You know what we are talking about? Petty issues. Zuma must resign. Zuma is not an issue. The issue is the minerals that are stolen that we must be worried about. We should be worried about that. Today you are sitting or you are staying somewhere in a shack, but you are the owners of the wealth of this country. What is wrong with us? Let's stand up and come together and fight as the people of this continent to say how best can we empower our people. You know, God loved us so much that he gave us the minerals. God loved us so much that he even chose this continent to create what we call the Garden of Eden. I don't know if you know that Jesus Christ once lived in Ethiopia in a place called Abyssinia. You are so blessed, but you are so ignorant that you don't even know that you are chosen by God. What is wrong with you? Why do you shame God in heaven? He gave you prophecy. He gave you the spiritual powers. He gave you the minerals. He gave you everything, but you are killing your brother and your sisters. Why do you make this continent dirty with innocent blood? Why do you spill the innocent blood? Oh, what a shame, you know. It's selfishness. We call other people Amapusmani. What is a Pusman? We are insulting our people, man. These are the original people of this continent. These are your brothers and sisters. We got married, we married to each other. Why do you think you are more better than the other one? Please, from today, let us educate our people. Those who are coming now, welcome them. They are your brothers and sisters. Please, I beg of you, let's unite. Let's form one unity in this continent. And then let us then have a symposium in future. Have a symposium. Let's talk about our minerals. You know, governments, they come for 5 years and then they change. They come for 5 years, they change. In 2019, the ANC, if it loses the election, is going to be DA or it's going to be EFF. But who remains, who stays, is yourselves. So think beyond these people that you deploy. What is a deployment? It's when somebody you send to do a job for you. These are your employees. But what do? You stoop so low, that you are fighting for umsebenzi. Man, man. Let's fight for the minerals. Let's talk about how do we take what belongs to us, what God gave us.